Okay, we are on. All right, so we are going to go over fractions today, and hopefully it'll be a review, and we will be good to go, and this will be easy for you, but if not, you can practice. So, here we have a fraction. The part shaded in is the numerator, and the total number of parts is the denominator. Easy, right? Okay, so when we're adding, we have 1/5 plus 1/5. If the denominators are the same, we add the numerators together and we just write the denominator. That's easy. Same thing with subtraction. 2/5 minus 1/5. We subtract the numerators and we just rewrite the denominator. Easy breezy. But that's not the way it stays. So if we have 3/5 minus 1/2 or plus 1/2, we'll do plus first. We have to find a common denominator first. So my common denominator is, if I count up, what's my first common number? 10. So I circle my 10 and I put it right here. And in math, can I change a 5 to a 10? No. So how would I change it? I would multiply it by 2. Anything I do to the denominator, I do to the numerator. And same thing with the denominator down here. I multiply this by 5, and then I multiply this times 5. Now I have the same denominator. 6 plus 5 is 11. And then 10, I just rewrite down here, and it becomes 11/10. If I had 3/5 minus 1/2, I would take the same exact steps, but my last step would be to subtract. So 6 minus 5 is 1, and then over 10. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, we wish it would stay that easy, but it doesn't. So if we had the same problem, but I had a mixed number like 2 and 3/5 and 1 and 1/2, I would do the same first step. And then I would add this. 2 plus 1 is 3, so it'd be 3 and 11/10. We can't keep the 11/10 as 11/10 because that is an improper fraction. And what that means is that the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So we have to make it into a mixed number. And to make it into a mixed number, we put the denominator here and we put the numerator here, and then we divide. 10 goes into 11 one time. 1 times 10 is 10. 11 minus 10 is 1. That becomes our numerator, and then it's over 10. So it's 1 and 1/10. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Okay. Now, sometimes we get a number like 5/10 and we have to simplify or reduce. So we have to find a number that goes into both 5 and 10. So what numbers go into 5 and 10 that are the same is what we're looking for. So we find the factors of 5, which means the numbers that divide evenly into 5, those are 1 and 5. We do the same thing for 10, 1, 2, 5, and 10, and you'll see that my common number is 5. So I divide the numerator by 5, and I divide the denominator by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, 2/5 times 1/4. So for multiplying fractions, we do multiply numerator. So 2 times 1 is 2, and 5 times 4 is 20. So 2/20. If I have a mixed number, I first have to convert it to a an improper fraction first. So to do that, I take my denominator times my whole number plus my numerator. So 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 7 over 5. And I do the same exact thing here. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9 over 4. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, now I have just a regular old fraction, so now I can just multiply across. 7 times 9 is 63. And 5 times 4 is 20. I have an improper fraction, so I need to make it into a mixed number. So I divide 2 by 63 by 20, and I get 3. 3 times 20 is 60. 63 minus 60 is 3. That becomes my numerator, and then my denominator stays the same. Make sense? Okay, so you're going to do this one right here. You're going to do 3/4 times 4/5. Tell me what you get with that.
You want me to solve that right now?
Yeah, and then I'm going to give you another one right here, and then I'm going to give you some addition.
Okay. I got the first answer. Should I just do the second one?
Did you get in this game? You can get in. I think she's coming here today. That's why you only have to do. We'll just check tonight.
Do you want me to do 5/10?
Yeah.
There too?
Yep.
Okay. Should I tell you which ones I got for 1 and 2?
Yep.
Okay, I got 3/10.
For 1?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I got 3/10 for both of them.
This one is 3/5.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay, and then this one you can go ahead and do.
Okay.
All right, what did you get for that one, honey?
I got 11/23. Wait, 11/23.
For this one?
Yeah.
So the common denominator is 30.
Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I forgot how to do this. You do. Wait, what do you do? So the 5/10, the 10, and then the 1/3, the 3, and then do you multiply that? Or wait.
So you first find the common denominator, which is 30. And then can I change my 10 to a 30? No. So I have to multiply it by 3. and then anything I do to the denominator, I do to the numerator. 5 times 3 is 15. And then this one, my 3 turns into a 30. Can I just do that? No, I have to multiply it by 10. And anything I do to the denominator, I do to the numerator.
Okay.
So then I have 15 plus 10 is 25 over 30. And then I divide that by 5 because that's my common number to simplify it. And all of our fractions always have to be simplified. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. And 30 divided by 5 is 6. Let me give you a couple more of those, honey.